You should see me at the beach with my kid with a giant pair of tits on my back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I got a fucking shitty color portrait of fucking Roseanne Barr on my fucking lower leg.
That probably scares them more than the tits.
Yeah, 'cause it looks like a decayed blue whale now. I had to put a UFO to fucking blast over it.
Oh my god. That was actually really good.
Never had anybody do that before, so that's fun.
Whether you're looking to remove your tattoo completely or fade it enough to give your cover-up artists more options, you can trust Removery, the world's tattoo removal experts.
How do kids react to your tattoos?
My kids?
Any kids?
Children?
Yeah, children.
Oh!
Children?
Oh my god!
Oh my word!
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you there.
I'm never around children. I'm just kidding. What do you think I am? A perv? A pervy?
Okay.
Who has children
Yeah.
in this day? It's 2021.
Oh my god, okay.
I don't know. I'm really not around kids that much. I don't know.
I don't come in contact with a lot of children, and the children that I do come in contact have tattoo artist parents, so it's really just kind of run of the mill for them. They're pretty cool on it.
Both my kids grew up in the tattoo biz, so I don't think it's to them. It's really nothing. It's like normal.
I love them. I think they're great.
My kids are just desensitized to them. They think people without tattoos are weird, and they just don't trust them at that point.
My niece and my nephew think it's fantastic. They try to erase them. They like that, and they wonder why they don't come off. And then I draw on them with markers, and it's even more confusing because that one wipes off. They don't understand what tattoos are, so they think it's great.
I've got a 3-year-old and like a 6-month-old. So my 3-year-old is just now getting to the point where he's like recognizing tattoos, and he thinks it's the coolest thing in the world.
Both of my children already draw with dad. They are already saying that they want a tattoo and all that good stuff. So they just, if that's what they decide by the time they're old enough to be in the shop, then that's what we'll do.
Would you want to work with your kid?
Oh, of course. Definitely just ride both of them into the ground to make them earn it.
Do you guys notice this weird thing? I don't know if it's just me for real, but like, I think kids are always like rebelling against whatever their parents did. And so many parents are tattooed now that I run into like some young teenagers that are a little hesitant towards tattoos. Like I'm not gonna get any.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's
Yeah, you are.
crazy. You're not gonna
having 'em
get
now.
tattooed. Like, how will you get hired anywhere?
Kids don't give a shit. Kids don't care one bit. They unless it's SpongeBob, then they freak out. God forbid they see a Fudo Japanese back piece done perfectly and they're like, yeah, whatever. Where's Mario Kart?
Kids love my tattoos. I don't know if they love everyone's tattoos. Rob's got a lot of tattoos.
My
Except for the
tattoos
one
are
I did.
phenomenal.
Oh my god. Kids love my tattoos.
Kids actually love me as much as I'm not really like a kid person. Kids love me because I'm like a cartoon to them. I think I'm like a walking cartoon character.
They usually like them. They're just like, ooh, pretty things, colorful.
They love all the colors. They love my hair so much. Little girls, like, I love your hair. It's so cute.
It's weird because I got a lot of boobies on me. I like tits. And I mean, they love it. So it works out.
Yeah, I don't know. Kids love me. They're just like, wow! They're so excited to see me when I walk in. Great.
Honestly, I feel like kids love it, but I don't think their parents love it.
Kids, I think, usually think it's cool. Older people don't, so.
One thing that stands out, I was living in South Carolina for a couple years, and I was at a park playing with my kid, and he was little. And this was like culture shock, being from Massachusetts. And this little kid like pointed at me, and he's like, "Dad, how come he's got all those colors on his arms or whatever?" And he just ripped his kid up. He's like, "'Cause he's not a Christian." Just took him.
Right.
Took him off.
You probably saw your bell bottoms too.
Yeah.
If I run into kids like, like grocery shopping or like at the park walking my dog, I'll usually get like that I look like a Bratz doll or like a Monster High doll. But their parents don't think it's as cool as they do, but I'll take the compliment where I can get it.
Look at this hippie. Oh no.
Kids look at us and like, who's that Mexican throwing up gang signs, and who's that white guy with what bell bottoms?
Yeah. Yeah. There goes the neighborhood.
Kids are generally pretty curious about tattoos. They're definitely not shy. They'll walk right up and ask, what is that? Or did that hurt?
Kids usually will want to like touch my tattoos, and of course they're like, what is that?
Oh, they want to touch them. They want to feel the tattoos. They want to see what it's about.
Some kids, they're like, whoa, that's cool, and they're like touching it and stuff.
I was on the train and like a kid just like ran up to me and touched my legs.
Bing bong.
There was this one time where a kid came up to me and he was like, what happened to your face? And he was just like touching it and like curious because I have like white face tattoos and stuff. He just thought that I had gotten like beaten up or something, I think.
They think it's cool or scary.
When I went to China like 2 years ago, I did a convention out there and I had some kid wanted to touch my beard and was looking at all my tattoos and he was like all surprised and stuff.
Some are quite shocked.
They just drop their jaw and stare at me like I'm a alien or something.
Little kids, they just stare.
They're always just kind of like looking like in their jaw almost looks like it hits the floor. They're just like looking past up.
Like I get that like every single time I'm in a room with babies, the baby's like this. Just looking at me, it's weird. I like it though.
Every once in a while, like a little random neighbor kid will run up on me, and I live in a Scientology neighborhood. So that's always weird looks.
You don't get any of the like weirded out kids or scared kids or anything?
No, I actually don't. I think it only shocks them when I go like that. Like, I don't really realize that I do that when I think, and they're just like, whoop. I honestly get stranger reactions to my freckles.
The tattoos?
Yeah.
I honestly think my ears draw more attention than the tattoos because if I'm ever around a mother and her child, I'll hear the little kid say, "Mommy, did you see his ears?" You know, and it's pretty clear they're not trying to hide their voice. They're a little kid.
Tattoos, almost think kids are like, oh, it's a tattoo. Freckles, sometimes kids are like, what's wrong with your skin?
Yeah, it's usually the ears more than anything, which I always forget about. I've had them for so long, but I remember the instant they bring it up.
I feel like kids don't really even notice them anymore. It's just like something they're used to seeing. Like us growing up, it was rare to see. Now kids see their parents all have tattoos.
Well, growing up, every like badass dude had a tattoo, so we always pointed. Now everyone has a tattoo. Grandma's got tattoos, you know, so they're just as common as the blue sky now.
When I was growing up, tattoos weren't as popular as they are now. I was like, you know, you were either punk rock or like a gangbanger, and those are like the only kids that like were getting tattooed.
I was always told that they were bad. You're a criminal if you have tattoos, but my dad had them. So when he's telling me that you're a criminal if you have them, I'm looking at him like going, what the hell? But I always wanted to have them.
For me as a kid to start getting tattooed, you know, I was 16 when I started getting tattooed, and you know, my mom, I told her, I said, hey, you know, you need to take me to the tattoo shop to get a tattoo. And she's like, you're not getting a tattoo. I said, look, I'm getting a tattoo. And she's like, no, you're not. And I said, look, you're either taking me to a place to get tattooed, or otherwise I'm going and getting it out of somebody's garage. Like, there's no stopping this train. Like, I'm getting blasted. And she was like, why are you doing this to me? And she didn't even go with me, but she gave me a note, and I went and copied her ID, and then went in and I got tattooed. I got my first tattoo, and every dollar I made after that, I was in a tattoo shop. Every chunk of change, I was getting tattooed like every other month.
Well, me personally, I tattoo dicks and buttholes. So, I mean, I don't think that children are appropriate. When they come to my booth at conventions, I'm like, take your children away. This is not, this is 18 and over for sure.
Yeah.
So, yes, I don't think children should even follow me. If you're following me on Instagram, unfollow me.
I don't even follow her.
No, it's
just
too much.
It's racy.
It's too much.
Quite honestly.
A lot of nudity.
Yeah, the nudity
Yeah.
and just the overdearing,
Yeah.
commanding force of a woman.
Yeah, 10 accounts deep.
Do you ever, like, just going off that, like, have you had to have, like, weird conversations explaining, like, your tattoos to children? Like, just being like,
Hell no, they're kids. Kids, man. I'm the authority. You listen to me.
How'd you find yourself in a Scientology neighborhood? So I live in Clearwater, and my parents bought a house down there, and they needed somebody to live in it while they were, living in Wisconsin, snowbirds, the whole thing. We moved in, never thinking why it was such a nice and quiet neighborhood, and it's literally 75% of my neighbors are Scientologists, and they're crazy quiet. They keep to themselves. They're like Amish with electronics, basically. and they just let their kids run amok because they're little people. It's weird. It's wild, but you know, Scientology.
Have they tried to recruit you?
No, they don't want to recruit me. I don't have money.
Awesome. Well, not for that, but you know.
Yeah, for sure that.
Tell